Mark this date down, July 4th, 2026. Keely Hodgkinson has waited almost 10 months for this day. 10 months ago, Lilian Odira chased her down in the last 50 meters and stole the world title in Tokyo. Since that day, these two have not raced each other, not once. Now, at Hayward Field in Eugene, the wait is finally over. This is the revenge race everyone wants to see. But here's the big question. Can Keely actually win it this time? To get why this race means so much, we need to go back to September 21st, 2025, Tokyo, the World Championships final. Keely walked onto that track as the Olympic champion. She was the favorite. Everyone knew it. Almost nobody in that stadium was even talking about Lilian Odira. Then the race started, and it went out fast, way too fast. Kenya's Mary Moraa smashed the first lap in 55.57 seconds, brutal pace. That was no accident. Kenya had a plan. Burn the field early, let the strongest Kenyan survive. Keely stayed cool. At 600 meters, she made her famous move and grabbed the lead. She hit the final straight out front, right where she wanted to be. Then everything fell apart. First, her own training partner, Georgia Hunter Bell, blew past her. Then, in the last 20 meters, Odira came flying down the outside lane like a rocket. Odira crossed the line in 1:54.62. That time smashed a record that stood for 42 years straight. The old mark was 1:54.68, set way back in 1983 by Yarmila Kratochvilova. Hunter Bell grabbed silver in 1:54.90. Keely got bronze in 1:54.91. Look at those numbers again. Just 1/100th of a second split silver from bronze. This was the deepest women's 800-meter final ever run. Every single runner broke 1:58, every one. And Mary Moraa, the woman who set that crazy fast pace, she paid for it hard. She faded all the way to 7th. Kenya's other rising star, Sarah Moraa, ran a personal best of 1:55.74, and she still only finished 4th. That's how stacked this race was. The bronze hurt even worse because of Keely's past. She had taken silver at 2 world championships before this one. She finally broke that curse with Olympic gold in Paris back in 2024. In Tokyo, she wanted the world title too. Instead, she walked away with her first ever bronze. Keely later admitted Odira's finish caught her totally off guard. She never saw that kick coming. Now hold on to that thought, because who Lilian Odira really is makes this whole story even wilder.
Nobody expected Lilian Odira to win in Tokyo. Nobody. Before those championships, her best time ever was 1:56.52. She ran that in Silesia back in August 2025, finishing 2 full seconds behind Keely in that very same race. 2 seconds. In the 800 meters, that's basically forever. 1 month later, she beat Keely at Worlds, and she did it almost 2 seconds faster than she had ever run before. Her story sounds like something out of a movie. Odira was born in 1999 in Migori County, Kenya. She grew up in a small rural village. She started as a cross-country runner. Then, in 2020, she stepped away from the sport completely to have kids. She's a mom of 2 boys. She works for the Kenya Prison Service and trains in Nairobi under coach Jacinta Muguro. At the Paris Olympics in 2024, she didn't even make the final. She ran 1:58.53 in the semis and went home. A little over a year later, she had shaved off almost 4 full seconds, and she stood on top of the entire world. She even won her Tokyo semifinal ahead of Audrey Wero, and still, nobody gave her a real shot in the final. She became only the 4th Kenyan woman ever to win the World 800-meter title. Her gold made it Kenya's 7th medal of those championships. Kenyan women had now won every single event from the 800 all the way up to the marathon. After the race, Odira gave Keely and her coaches credit. She said rivals push each other. You need people better than you to become the best in the world. Nice words, but make no mistake, she took the one title Keely wanted more than anything. So what did Keely do after that gut punch? She fought back, hard, and it started with a world record. Keely did not hide after Tokyo. She went on the attack. In February 2026 in Liévin, France, she smashed the world indoor 800-meter record. Her time, 1:54.87. After that race, she said she had never felt closer to the biggest prize left in her sport, the outdoor world record of 1:53.28. That record has stood since 1983, set by Kratochvílová. It's the oldest record left in all of track and field. Nobody has touched it in 43 years. But 2026 has not gone smoothly for Keely. A new threat showed up. Her name is Audrey Werro. On June 7th in Stockholm, this young Swiss star beat Keely head-to-head. She ran 1:53.98. Keely finished behind her in 1:54.33. That broke her own British record, and it still was not enough to win. Then Werro got even faster. In Paris in late June, she ran 1:53.80, the third fastest 800 in history. Werro now owns the third and fourth fastest times ever run. Just 6 weeks ago, Keely was the fastest woman in the world this year. Now, she's the one playing catch-up.
Then came a real scare, a big one. On June 21st at the UK Championships in Birmingham, Keely pulled out of the 400-meter final right before the start. Fans panicked, and honestly, who could blame them? Back in 2025, a torn hamstring wiped out most of her whole season. She only raced twice before Tokyo that year. At Friday's press conference in Eugene, she finally explained what happened. She felt some tightness in her leg. She was not willing to risk it. She admitted something raw, too. Bad injuries don't just hurt your body, they leave scars in your head. Here's the good news for her fans. Days later, she completed a full training session with zero problems. She confirmed it herself. She is fully fit for this showdown. And here's the detail that raises the stakes even higher. This is her first 800-meter race since that painful Stockholm loss. She has two things to prove right now, and one of them is standing right next to her on the start line. Don't think for a second the world champion has been sitting back and resting on her gold medal. Odira kicked off her 2026 season at the Kipkeino Classic in Nairobi back in April. She finished second in 1:59.15. In June, she won her third straight Kenyan national title. That win booked her very first trip to the Commonwealth Games. Right now, she sits fourth in the world rankings. But here's the strange twist in her story. For everything she has achieved, Lilian Odira has never won a single Diamond League race. Not one, ever. The reigning world champion is still chasing that first big win, and beating Keely again in Eugene would be the perfect way to finally get it. Remember, last time these two raced, Odira was the underdog nobody saw coming. This time, everybody sees her coming. So does that pressure change anything for her?
The stage does not get bigger than this. This is the 51st Prefontaine Classic at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon, the 9th stop of the 2026 Diamond League season. Race day is July 4th. The women's 800 here has a special name, the Mutola 800 meters, named after the legend Maria Mutola, who won at this meet an incredible 16 times in her career. 12 of those wins came in the 800. Last year, in the very first Mutola 800, 8 women broke 2 minutes in a single race. 8! Keely knows this track inside and out. She has broken 2 minutes at Hayward Field 6 times. Her best here is 1:55.99, set back at the 2023 Pre-Classic. This stadium breeds speed, and the field around these two runners is absolutely loaded. Prudence Sekadiso of South Africa is here, the 2025 World Indoor Champion. Halima Nakayi of Uganda is here too, the 2019 World Champion. Francine Niyonsaba of Burundi just arrived off a French national record of 1:55.65 in Paris days ago. NCAA champion Sinclair Johnson is in the field. So are American stars Addison Wiley and Raven Rogers. This lineup is brutal. One note for the diehard fans. Georgia Hunter Bell, the woman who took silver in Tokyo, switched to the mile at this meet to face Faith Kipyegon instead. And Audrey Werro is not racing in Eugene at all. That clears the whole stage. This is Keely against Odira, one-on-one, no distractions.
There's one more layer to this story. Keely has said this whole season is about chasing that 43-year-old world record of 1:53.28. A fast, fearless race on this track could bring her closer to that record than she has ever